welcome everybody. I'm so happy to be here again with you today and show you a new wine. First and foremost, I'd like to say just a big, huge thank you to all of our supporters out there. Those that have responded so graciously to these videos and telling me how much you like them. Those that have made some orders. All of those things really warm my heart, and I just really want to thank you. Here we are here at Happy Canyon Vineyard and Piocho Ranch. This is our clubhouse, and this is where I thought I would do our tasting for us today. I'm so excited to share with you our 2017 Piocho Patrón. Patrón has a wonderful story, but first I want to talk about a little bit of the history of Piocho Ranch. So Piocho is the historical name of our property. We have two beautiful creek riverbeds that run through our ranch, and they meet at the edge over on the road we call Highway 154 that leads to Santa Barbara. It is a Native American word, Chumash. We live here in Chumash territory, and it means where the two rivers meet and go to heaven. So just a very beautiful story that is a tribute to the history and the heritage of the land of where the wines were born. Next, Piocho Patrón. Why do we give this wine the name Patrón? Well, it's rooted in what comes from the vineyard and is a marriage of our passion for the sport of polo. So Patrón in Spanish means leader or boss. So every year this wine, it has no framework. What the vineyard produces from year to year is what ultimately results in what the wine's gonna be. So we have no plan for the wine. We take the best aspects of what we get in the vineyard in that particular vintage, and that's what we put in this wine. It's also a very commonly used term for the leader of a polo team, Patrón. So we have aptly given this wine the name Piocho Patrón. And I love it, and I love the story behind it, and it just displays what our vineyard is capable of, as well as this wonderful passion for the beautiful sport of polo. Okay, before we start tasting the wine, let's talk a little bit about the vintage conditions in 2017. 2017 is the year that really brought the rains. We had significant rains in January and February. At the end of the rains, though, the vine vigor was normal. We didn't have extra vine vigor that you may get in extra rainfall years. We did have, you know, a little bit of wind and cool weather during the fruit set. So a little bit of a lighter vintage in terms of yield, but nothing to be unhopeful about, as really that low yield often produces higher quality, more complex fruit. So we went into summer months were perfect, warm days, cool nights. We get into August, that continues, and in the fall, a couple of heat spikes, but nothing that we weren't able to manage. And at the end of the day, we produced you know, very character-driven wines, relatively low alcohols, and just a perfect, wonderful vintage for us. And as our vineyard matures, when these vintages come, the fruit quality just gets better and better. So excited to share that with you. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about the wine. I pre-opened this one to help us out a little bit. So let's go right into looking at it. First and foremost, I just look at that color. It's beautiful and dark and ruby. I hope you guys can see that. Oh man, wonderful wine. Okay, now a little bit about the blend. It is a blend of all 5 principal Bordeaux varietals we grow on our vineyard. It's equal parts Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon with 31% each. Then we have about 23% Cabernet Franc, 14% Malbec, and just a touch of Petit Verdot to add a little bit more structure to the wine. Aromatically, the wine is very, very uplifting. You get these beautiful Bing cherry, blueberry, and blackberry notes with a little bit of clove, and then maybe this kind of green tea herbaceousness that just adds all this lovely character to the wine. So I'm in love with that. So much character, so much complexity. This wine is alive. It is so alive. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're gonna get into, again, those big black and blue fruit notes. Broadly structured. Man, it's just lingering. The taste is going on forever and ever, and it's lush and round, and a touch zesty. You know, both aromatically and on the palate, you kind of get this classic Bordeaux sense, right? So it's got a touch of this kind of earthiness, that kind of herbaceousness, and so classic. This is why I'm in love with this wine. True vineyard blend. We talked a little bit about those vintage conditions and what it's bringing to the wine. I think that rain allowed that really perfect ripening, and then, you know, picking it at the perfect times to give it a touch of that classic sense and that touch of earthiness, along with the beautiful big ripe blue and black fruit notes, touch of red fruits. Wow, really love it. The finish is still going on and just fills your mouth. One thing that there is a little bit of indication of to me is that I think that maybe a touch tight, that the wine will certainly improve with age. Wonderful to drink now if you just go ahead and open it, let it decant it, maybe set it out, take the cork out, set it out, you know, swirl it really good. But man, what a wonderful wine, and what a treat it is to be here with you guys today. Again, just want to give a shout out to all our wonderful healthcare workers out there. I'm with you guys. I know many of you guys are at home. We'll drink a glass of wine together. Enjoy this beautiful wine, because I hope it touches your heart, because you certainly have touched mine. And I'll leave you with this. Go be awesome today. Take care out there, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
And remember to like and subscribe. Thank you.